Going inside Memorial Sports, this is the Panther Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back in. This is the High School Fan Zone on a Monday night. We're on 100.7 The Score, as that man with the great voice said. I'm Randy Rosetta. We're going to talk more soccer. The Memorial girls already made some history this season and made a little bit more. They went down to Midland. First, we'll talk about that in a minute. Went down to Midland and beat El Paso Isleta 2-1. Very first playoff match in school history. Won their first play, so they just went ahead and won it. We knocked that part out of the history too. So now they get to play in the area round at 6 p.m. Tuesday at Abilene Wiley against Decatur, which is in district. I should know this because that district's been kind of a thorn in the side for Liberty and Memorial both, because that's been the district that's been hard to get past so far. So you girls have a chance to set a different tone. To my far left, if you're watching on TV, I'm going to let her talk in a minute here so you can hear her voice, is Madison Martin. I don't have to say first-year coach because it's first year the school's been open. I'm going to have her introduce her girls. First of all, because I don't want to try to say Skylar's last name. I'm afraid I'll butcher that. Olivia White. I can say Olivia. That's easy to say. That way you can hear their voices as well.
Hi, I'm Madison Martin. This is Skylar Oaf, one of our sophomore forwards, and Olivia White, our sophomore center back.
I can see them on TV, but we'll get you to talk here so people know you by voice. Madison, when we talked last week, I talked to you and a couple of your girls. I'm not sure that any of you knew. I mean, you've coached in the playoffs before. You've been down at Abilene Wiley, which makes sense why you're playing there. So you kind of knew what the playoffs were going to be like. I don't know that either one of your girls fully grasped, but there's going to be a little bit, it's different. How quickly did they realize it was different the other day?
I think going into it, they knew it was going to be a little bit different. But honestly, from the start of the game, we kind of just looked like ourselves. Like we kind of just hit a rhythm pretty quick. We were connecting passes and creating chances in the attacking half. And so I was pretty proud of them for how they showed, we kind of talked before going in. We were like, we've never been here before, but we want to try to act like we have been here before. Yep. And I feel like they did that. They showed up pretty well. So
Skylar, say it again. Say your last name.
Oaf.
Okay. What Coach just said there, when y'all walked out there, were you pretending you knew what you were doing, or were you pretty confident that you guys could hang with them?
No, I was pretty confident coming into the game, but I also was sick, so it was a struggle.
Trust me, that the coach knows this. I had to tell I was supposed to go down and cover you, and the reason I didn't is because whatever bug, it was a mean bug too.
It was brutal.
Olivia, what about you? I'll ask you the same question I asked Coach. When y'all got out there and kind of got going a little bit, when did you realize, okay, we can just play soccer and we've got a chance to be competitive here?
Yeah, I think from just the first whistle, we just attacked really well and just made a big difference going into the game.
I remember writing this about your baseball guys not long ago. Since y'all are so young, sometimes you don't know better. We're athletes, and we don't know that we're supposed to be uptight. Did you see any uptightness, Madison? Or
I really didn't. And that's just, I think kind of what you said. We don't know the difference. We don't have, we're young. We don't have seniors where their, seasons are their soccer career, high school soccer career is on the line. We know that we get, a couple more years with these guys. So I think they got that kind of put them at ease a little bit going into it.
You guys took the lead pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
How much did that? I'll get them to say it. How much did that help when you got that first goal? And
yeah, I think just the first goal we really it was almost not like a shock, but we just understood that we can be in this game, and this isn't just it's just not just like a regular game. It's different.
I've got it. I can probably look here to my right, but who scored the first goal?
Ambry.
And she scored both of them, right?
Yeah, Ambry scored both.
She just talking to her, I knew that she had a little, when we were talking about one of your other teammates having a little swagger, I could tell that Ambry's got a little bit. Was that a big deal for her? Did that help the rest of you to see her score first, to be like, okay, Ambry's setting a tone for us here?
Yeah, Ambry really, she sets a tone a lot in most of our games, but
yeah, we just Ambry's always like a really good example of what a captain should be, and so she always just sets a tone for us and helps the whole team like go to her level.
Not that you guys haven't played defense all season, but you had to play defense most of the second half, correct? I mean, keep them at bay. Did you see anything about your team that kind of encourages you moving forward, Madison, about what they did defensively especially?
In the last game?
Yes.
I think just solving problems, like we had seen a little bit of Isleta's film, so we kind of knew what to expect, but still each day, you don't know what what the team's gonna look like on that day, and so they had to solve some problems and on the field that we weren't expecting, and so I was just really proud of how they handled that situation. And
we'll talk about after the break. We'll come back. We'll talk about, because now you have to shift gears because there's going to be a different style that you play when you play Decatur. That at 6 p.m. tomorrow at Abilene Wiley, 4A Division I area round. We'll be back after this break in the High School Fan Zone. I'm Randy Rosetta.
This is the Panther Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back in. This is the Panther Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score, part of the High School Fan Zone. We're talking to the Memorial Girls Soccer Program team, players and coach. However I need to say that. They are headed to the area round because they won their first ever playoff game last week, 2-1 against El Paso Isleta. Now they play Decatur, which Decatur's Metroplex-ish. Parker Hicks, the Liberty basketball coach, I don't know if he considers himself a Metroplex guy or not. It's sort of right outside the Metroplex, but that's a team and a district and a program that's been here before. Madison, I asked you about their record. The record, you look at their record, it doesn't knock you off your feet or anything. It's 10-7. But you said that they're good. They've played some teams. What is different about them from what you guys saw against El Paso Isleta?
I think up front they're more dynamic. They're more like Isleta was pretty direct. They sent a lot of direct balls and tried to find one or two players. There's still one or two that are their strongest players at Decatur, but they're better on the ball. Like they're more possession oriented, and so they're better at finding those balls on the ground versus sending them in the air. And so we'll just have to be really smart, 1v1 defending and containing some of their faster ones and trying to counter when we can.
So, Skylar, you guys got a couple of days to kind of enjoy the win. Got back to work today. When Coach was showing you, did y'all look at video today?
Yes, we looked at video. Which
I asked a couple of your team, that's still kind of a new thing for young players. What Coach was just talking about, what did you see on video about Decatur that you've got to be ready to go against?
Well, for me, their defense isn't as fast as I think our team is up top. But, yeah, their forward is pretty good, but I think our defense can get her.
What about you, Olivia? What do you guys have to do well against them?
Yeah, I think our defense is just our main priority against them. They're attacking really good. It's like we saw today in film, and so I think that, like Coach said, our 1v1 defending and altogether defensive line just needs to connect. And yeah.
You guys played in a district with especially two really good teams. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of girls standing outside in the hallway there, Liberty and Greenwood. Madison, what did those matches do to help get your girls ready?
I think Decatur's front, like 4 or 5 girls, is pretty similar to Liberty. That's kind of the same game plan we had against Liberty, a little more defensive. We knew we were going to have less of the ball, and I really just had to, work together, slow them down when we can, contain, and then try to counter. And then, and they're physical as well. But Greenwood, I think, on that aspect was probably just more physical. They're outsized us quite a bit, and made that a really physical, made the physical part a really big part of the game. And so I think that combining those two will help us feel somewhat prepared going into tomorrow.
Because you can't speed up the clock physical-wise. You're
right.
You are what you are right now.
Right.
A couple of years from now, it'll be different. But Skylar, I asked you before if there were any nerves or if y'all were just ready to get the nerves out of the way now. How confident do you have to be going into tomorrow, knowing that you've won a playoff match? Now you have to up it a little bit more.
Well, the first game we played against Greenwood and Liberty, we were really nervous, but coming into the second games, I feel like we were more confident and we were listening and we were just talking a lot. But the game against Greenwood was really good. Like, from the first whistle, we played our best and we won. And so I think that gave us a lot of confidence to beat Decatur tomorrow.
What about you, Olivia? Because you guys are not only the new kid on the block here, and they can watch video of you, but they don't know who Memorial is.
Yeah, like Skylar said, like when we went to the Greenwood and Liberty games, the second games, there were definitely nerves, but after that Greenwood win, it just kind of showed that we can beat hard teams, and it's not just like we're not just like the little kids around.
No, you're just young.
Yeah.
The only way to get older is to get older. So I think I can guess this, but how cool is it to be part of what you guys are doing as far as making history with this school and this program this year?
Yeah, it's just like it's crazy to think that like if we do make it to the next round of playoffs, it's like the best the school's done so far. So it's just like we have a bar that's set and we want to exceed it.
What about you? It's like I said, you guys are pioneers here. What's it like to be a part of that?
Yeah, no, it's awesome knowing that freshmen and sophomore can beat juniors, seniors, higher level. It's like mind-blowing knowing that we're so young and we can still set the standard.
I bet Coach probably thinks it's a little mind-blowing too, watching you guys. So 6 p.m. tomorrow at Abilene Wiley, Memorial takes on Decatur in the 4A Division I area round. We'll be back after this break, talk more soccer with the Liberty Lady Patriots about what they've got going tomorrow on 100.7 The Score.